Hi. Have you ever thought that you had a really good question and then the answer sucked? I had so many times, especially in the beginning of my career. I would think that I had these amazing questions lined up, and then the interview did not turn out as I hoped for at all. After making a lot of mistakes like that, I decided to start looking into what I was doing wrong. I was watching a lot of my interviews back to back, thinking, why do I not get the answers that I want in some of these situations? And I realized my big mistake, which was instead of focusing on the questions, I should focus on the answers that I want. You want to put yourself in the shoes of the person you're interviewing, thinking, what is this person most likely to answer when I ask that question? It's extremely important to be specific when you ask questions. I think I hear so many times people say, ask an open question. No, don't ask an open question. You will never get good answers if you ask an open question. You have to be specific in your questioning. I'm going to talk a lot about that in my online course, by the way. Before every interview, you obviously have to do a lot of research on the person you're interviewing. I usually go on Google and find out everything I can there. I go on the person's social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of them. So I'm going to give you an example of how I used this when I was interviewing Robert Redford. And I decided that I wanted to ask him about an interview that he did in the New York Times. I thought, that's a good story. I'm going to spin this and make it my story when I meet him.
So I read this article in the New York Times this weekend about you, and there was something that I thought was quite interesting. That you did not like the fact that people call you a sex symbol.
I was surprised by it. Then I kind of liked it for a short while. It was just different, and I was trying to understand why. I didn't want to spend time thinking about why. But then it got to be a little difficult.
As you can see, my point here is that I knew that kind of what he was going to tell me, not exactly, but I knew that he was going to talk about his looks got in the way of his acting. So then I could start, asking follow-up questions. Did it go on for a long time? How do you feel about it now? All these things that makes a great conversation.
And I did begin to feel that was getting too much attention. And that surprised me, because it went on too long.
I could have chosen to just ask him in a way saying, hey, Robert, I didn't know what, I probably wouldn't have said that, but what do you feel about being a sex symbol? If I would have asked him that question in that way, he probably would have brushed it off, especially if it was a subject he didn't feel that comfortable talking about. Then I wouldn't have gotten anywhere with my planned angle and line of questioning. The way I asked the question made him elaborate and explain why he felt that way. So that opened up a door for a much longer conversation. So next time you interview someone, maybe think about the answer, put yourself in their shoes, and ask specific questions. I'm going to talk a lot about that in my course if you decide to join my online course, and a lot of other things, obviously. I'm going to teach you how to find the right angle, how to come up with these questions, how to think outside the box, how to ask a question, and how to use your flaws and your mistakes and everything and turn it into something amazing and flawsome. So if you like that, please look at the link below. That will take you to my online course so you can read a little bit more about it, and I hope I see you there.